Hey guys, thank you for joining me. And today I'm gonna be mixing some stuff. Um, yeah, this is something that I recorded yesterday, and I'm gonna let you listen to it right now, actually, just so you get an idea. And it's it's rough. I haven't mixed it, so bear with me. It sounds something like this. I hope you get sound out of it. So let's see if you can hear it. So, probably most of you know that song already. That's obviously 21 Guns by Green Day. And this live stream is probably going to be demonetized. um, I mean, it's not like I can monetize my videos yet, anyways, but I don't know. I think YouTube is not going to be recommending it because it has copyrighted content. I don't know. We're just having fun here. So, I'm gonna show you the different layers before I start. I don't have a lot of stuff going on. I have some references here that I'm gonna show you later. But right now, I try to include most of the layers in the original song. I'm missing the acoustic guitar because I don't have a steel string acoustic guitar currently, and a tambourine, I think. But yeah, anyways, let's listen to the guitars first. This is not the final tone that the guitars are gonna have, but this is just what I have so far. So they sound like this. Those lead guitars on top sound like this. And it's pretty much the same tone than as the rhythm guitars. It just has a little bit more gain and a little bit more high end. I'm using the Pliny, the Pliny plugin by Neural DSP. It is really good, but I still need to perfect that tone because it has a little bit too much gain for my liking and for what I think is appropriate for the song. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Anyways, so we're gonna start with the drums. A lot of producers, or should I say a lot of mixing engineers, I know that they start with the drums, and we're gonna do just that. I'm a little bit lazy when I mix my drums. I usually don't do a lot because I don't really need to because I use Get Good Drums Modern and Massive plugin. um, this thing's amazing. Whenever I'm doing something that requires real drums for like a rock song or something like that, uh, I'm pretty much always using Get Good Modern and Massive. It just sounds so good. It's really, really good. Good evening, Mr. Zero. Oh, and happy Father's Day to everyone. um, is it Father's Day where you're watching this? I mean, it is Father's Day here in Mexico, and I believe it also is Father's Day in the U.S. and Canada. but I don't know. You guys tell me. But it is Father's Day here, so and if it is where you are as well, happy Father's Day. Anyways, yeah, this thing already comes mixed by Nolly, the guy from Periphery, and it sounds really good. So I usually go for the default 100% turbo, which is one of the default settings that come with the plugin. It means that it's already mixed by Nolly, so it already sounds pretty good. So it sounds like this. Whoa. I have something else in solo and I didn't realize. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna humanize the MIDI a little bit before I do anything else, because I drew the thing inside the MIDI, like inside the piano roll, but it sounds like a robot pretty much. Like if I turn on the metronome, you can hear it's perfect. And it should not be perfect. We want it to sound a little bit more human than that. So we're gonna try to humanize that. I'm gonna zoom out, and I can barely see the notes, but I'm just gonna select everything. I'm gonna press H for humanize. And you don't want to overdo it. You don't want it to be out of time. Just a little bit. So this is for humanizing the timing. It basically just randomizes the hits a little bit. And especially with drums, I don't like overdoing this because, well, the drummer should be the one that's playing in time. Do you have Reaper set to automatically add diamond MIDI notes to all drum tracks, or do you just set that manually at the start of your session? I selected here, like I think it uses whatever I was using last time. If I'm drawing something that's musical, like if it's just notes, I'm gonna use this. If I open it and it's like this and I want to draw the drums for something, I just change it to the diamond notes, and that works for me. But yeah, it's very easy that it just has those buttons right there, and they're very big and hard to miss. I'm gonna humanize everything. And I like to zoom in and see what it's doing. So just a little bit. Even that much will make it sound a lot more human. Just a tiny bit. And let's see the velocities as well. I like seeing how much it's affecting the velocities. Something like that. It looks good. Yeah, it should be fine. And it should sound a little bit more human now. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't go exactly at the same time as the metronome, but it still sounds like it's playing in time. Certainly more in time than some drum players that I've met. Yeah, we're gonna start some inside jokes in the channel. Just like Glenn from Spectre Sound Media always makes fun of bass players, we're gonna make fun of drummers here. I'm joking, by the way. I have a lot of respect for a lot of drummers. Let's see. Also, one thing that's very weird about Get Good Drums is that whenever I select the default kit turbo that already sounds really good, by default it clips. It's way too loud. I don't know why. That's why I have it at like the output volume inside of Contact. I have it at like negative almost 5 dB, and it still clips at some parts. So we're gonna see how loud it still is. Like the channel itself is at 0 dB. So let me open Contact again and let's have a listen. It's very loud still. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit. Yes, there is, Ed. Let me show you. I actually can't remember how to do this, but there is a way to do that if you want to just mix it yourself instead of using the mix that already comes with it. You can use default kit raw, and it just sounds raw. It's the raw sounds of the drums. Let's see. Let's figure this out. Stereo, multi-out. Is it doing anything? They do have guides in their website, and they're really like they're for specific programs. Like they have a tutorial on how to do that with Logic. They show you how to do that with Cubase, whatever DAW you're using. But yeah, you can definitely mix it yourself and just treat it as a drummer that you recorded in your studio. I usually don't do it because it sounds good like this. I don't need to spend an extra, I don't know, 6 hours mixing just the drums. But yeah, you can do it if you want to. But right now, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like that. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't clipping. Let's see. Now we're gonna try to get a good guitar sound. And you know why I recreated 21 Guns? For those of you who just joined, this is 21 Guns by Green Day. I recorded all of the parts again. I think it's really good for learning how to produce music, to try to recreate other people's tracks. And something that has been very helpful for me since I was a teenager was to look up on YouTube master tracks for guitar tracks inside of songs. Like for this song, I just looked up on YouTube Green Day 21 Guns guitar master track. And I have it right here. I'm going to show you really quick. So it is right here, and it sounds like this. The point that I'm trying to make is that that's very helpful because sometimes you hear a song and, for example, with Green Day, you think they have lots of distortion because the guitar sounds so thick and so huge, but they don't have as much distortion as you think. So it's not the same as listening to the full mix is not the same as listening to the tracks individually. So you get used to hearing those final mixes. But when they trick you into thinking that it has lots of distortion, and then you try to do it yourself and you use tons of gain, it doesn't sound as nice, because that's not how it sounds. That's not the way the tracks sound individually. So it is very important to have the chance to listen to professional mixes and to have the chance to listen to the individual tracks. There's a very cool rig rundown of Green Day, and they show you that they don't really have that much distortion. Like their guitar tech shows you the whole rig, and they don't even have like distortion pedals. Sometimes they use like a blues driver, but most of the time they're just using their two Marshall heads, and everything is like at like 12 o'clock, and the gain is actually turned down at around like 10 o'clock. They don't have a lot of gain, so I actually have way too much distortion right now. So we're gonna try to make it sound similar, and let's listen to it again and then try to recreate that tone. If you have good tone to start with, you're gonna have something good at the end of the mix. So let's listen to it. So they have lots of mids. I think my tone is a little bit more scooped. And, you know, if you don't have the proper ears to be able to tell that, if you haven't trained your ears as much yet, you can use something like a spectrum analyzer. I have Span here by Voxengo, and you can literally see the waveform and see what that sound looks like and compare it to your guitar. Now you can see where in the spectrum it lives. The guitar is usually in the middle. It's a middle frequency instrument. So you can see here that they have a lot of low end missing, and that's space that they make for the bass. And they also have the top end a little bit rolled off. You see that space down here? We don't need that. And it also starts going down after, at around 6K, it starts to roll off. That's not a lot of high end actually, but it still sounds bright, which is very, very interesting. I can hear that they are using something like an acoustic guitar blended with the electric as well. Although to me it sounds more like an electric guitar recorded with a microphone, but I'm pretty sure that's not in the final mix. I would bet that's not in the final mix. I don't have the full mix here to make the comparison, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. So my rhythm guitars sound like this. And they look like this. So that's way too much low end. It's not bright enough. It's just in a completely different space in the spectrum. So I'm gonna try to make it a bit more similar. So because I have two guitars, I usually start with one and I just put it in the middle. And I work on just the tone of that one, and then I'll duplicate the settings. So I'm working with the overdrive amp. I have a clean one, an overdrive, and a high gain amp. That's just way too much distortion for what we have in mind. And yeah, I'm gonna try to make the tone with this amp, but I might need to go back to the clean one. So yeah, let's see. That gives you kind of a more like vintage tone, I guess. So, if working for a client, I think references are really, really important. You hear a lot of professionals, give you the same advice, but even people mixing like Billboard top 100 charts songs, they have references and they have like the full mix. So I usually have a couple songs that are similar to the one I'm working on, and I have it in the multi-track, and I'll be referencing those just to make sure I have a similar vibe. I don't do it a lot while I'm mixing. I try to, mix for a bit and get like a sound that I like, and then every now and then go back and listen to the professional mix, and then I realize, oh wow, okay, I actually need to make the drums a little louder, or the guitars have way too much distortion, and that is really, really helpful. I used to mix at this recording studio, and when you're producing for someone, it's really important to know how to get the sound that they have in their heads and make it come out of speakers, basically. So you have to listen at their influences and look at your influences and see how how those overlap. So I realized that a very good reference for that album we were recording was James Blunt's All the Lost Souls, and that was a very helpful reference when I was mixing those songs. So yes, references, really, really cool, really important. So that gain, turning down the gain, gave it a little bit more of a vintage sound. But it sounds a bit, I don't know, a bit too dark. I'm gonna try to make it sound cool without the overdrive first. I have the bright switch on, but it sounds way too dark for some reason. That makes it even darker. That's so weird. I feel like the bump in the mids is in a different place in the spectrum compared to the guitars that we were listening to. It's a bit lower. I'm gonna make it brighter with the tone switch from the overdrive pedal. I'm gonna try to use a clean amp and see if we can get it to distort real nice. Okay, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to crank it really loud. Too much. I apologize. I'm gonna reset the EQ. Oh, it's already reset. Never mind. Yeah, it sounds like crap, to be honest. So I'm gonna go back to the overdrive amp. It sounds too thin though. Oh, I just realized I have individual EQs for each amp. That's really cool. I can spend all day doing this, honestly. Just getting the guitar tone. And I have done it, so I hope this is not gonna turn into just getting the guitar tone. Yeah, just way too much gain. I need something more kind of in the middle. I feel like turning down the gain makes it lose not just gain, but balls. It doesn't have balls. Oh, I like those mids. Yeah. That setting with the overdrive makes the mids sound a lot better. Okay, time to reference because I'm pretty lost right now. I'm starting to think they might be quad tracking, but I don't think that's what they're doing. It sounds like two guitars. It sounds like two guitars, but each guitar is going into more than one amp, which makes sense because I know they use at least two Marshall heads for each guitar. And it does sound like two different tones blended in. One is a little bit more clean, the other one is a little bit more dirty, so yeah, I need to keep that in mind. But yeah, I shouldn't be afraid to make it a little bit dirtier. So let's get back to this thing. it doesn't sound too bad. I'm gonna compare that to the previous one. So the one that I have on the right, that one has the old tone. So let's compare those two. A lot more gain. And that one has more of a vintage tone. It has more mids, and I think that's very appropriate for this style. This one is way too scooped. It has no mids. And I still think it should be a little bit brighter. I feel like there's something making it sound a little bit too dark. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm not gonna delete the other one just yet. And it sounds like this. Yeah, that's similar enough for these purposes. This is just an experiment. I'm just practicing. So, yeah, you guys should remind me not to obsess over those things. What about duplicating the track and running one of the instances through a totally clean amp setup with a lot of brightness to get some of that acoustic dub quality? Assuming guitars are DI. Yes, the guitars are DI. They sound like this without the amp. And that is a good idea, actually, Ed. I'm just not gonna try to ask a lot from my computer right now. I have a lot of instances of the plugin, and I have to get good drums, and and we're just getting started adding plugins. So I think it sounds okay for now. But yes, that could work. That sounds nice and thick and bright. Now let's listen to the full mix, because this is kind of useless if it doesn't sound nice with the full mix. I'm just laughing at my harmonies. You want to listen to it? I haven't mixed it yet, but just be nice. So I'm not a singer at all, but as you can tell, but they work. You don't need to be an amazing singer to be able to, just throw down some basic harmonies. Like once you add the whole mix, like you can't even hear that I can't sing. You can hear just the notes. As long as you can sing the notes, you're fine. For harmonies, if you want to be the lead singer, learn to sing. Anyways. Now I feel like the problem in some parts is my technique, my playing. I was just sitting down, very chill, and that comes across in the performance. I'm not hitting the strings hard enough. That's very crucial for this kind of tone. Like for Green Day's sound, like a lot of the sound is in Billy's technique. He hits the strings really hard, but we're just gonna work with what we have here. Okay, so now the lead guitar. It might have a bit too much gain. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit different. And we also need a little bit more reverb. I'm saying that just because I remember the reference, but you haven't heard it, so I'm gonna let you listen to that. Yeah, we need more reverb. We always need more reverb, don't we? And I'm using the reverb that comes with the plugin just because I think it sounds good. I think it's a very nice reverb, actually. So I'm gonna solo this and I'm gonna put it in the center and let's listen to it. I think we need a bigger space. And a little bit more reverb. Yeah, that sounds okay. You don't want to overdo it. That's fine. So now the tone itself. I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. Just to help it cut through the other guitars. It's amazing how much you can shape the tone only using the EQ that comes with the plugin. Like you can really shape the gain itself. It sounds like which parts of the spectrum are accentuated by the distortion itself, can completely change how the guitar sounds. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yep, that blends in nicely. So I'm gonna copy that to the other track. I'm gonna delete the old one. I'm gonna pan them and yep, it sounds better. So I know we're not even mixing yet, but we'll get to that. This is not even mixing work. This is more like production work, like getting the tones and all that. We are not even mixing yet. Yep, I like that. Now the bass. The bass is a bit tricky, not gonna lie. I struggle a little bit sometimes with the bass, but that's fine. Right now I just have the DI. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new track. This is gonna be the DI. This is gonna be sans. And I'm gonna add an instance of, I don't even remember what it's called. BOD. It's a free plugin. It's a simulation of sans amp, which is a like legendary bass preamplifier. And I'm gonna send the bass to the sans amp. So new send. Where are you? Sans amp. Whoa. Sorry about that. And I'm gonna make it post fit. Where is that setting? Where is the setting to make it post fader? Anybody want to help me? Post fader. Oh yeah, post fader. It's one DI track with low pass filter, one duplicate with some crunch to simulate the amp, and one duplicate of the crunch track with a high pass, then blend to taste. Yes, I love doing that. I'm gonna do something similar actually. You're gonna see in just a second, but yes, that is a very easy way to get a very decent sound. And something very important as well is to compress the crap out of the low end. Whichever track has the low end, you need to control that. So I'm gonna make it pre-fader because I want to be able to control those. So this is gonna be the DI, and this is gonna be the sans amp. So let's get that tone. Whoa, we have a weird sound going on. Let me just unplug my interface and plug it back in. Give me just 10 seconds. I think it's working now. Yeah, we're good. So, I do have the reference for the bass, and sometimes I forget what a good bass sound is supposed to sound like, but that's what references are for, my friends. So, it should be in guitar backing track. So it's surprisingly clean. I'm gonna make it a bit crunchier, but yeah, it is surprisingly clean. Yeah, that sounds nothing like it. I think some of those weird frequencies come from the eye. It's me letting some notes ring that I shouldn't have. I think. Yeah, that's me not being a bass player. Okay, so I'm gonna make the Sans amp my low end. Yeah, I'm gonna add my crunch track. So crunch. Oh, whoops. Sans amp. And this is gonna be saturation. We're gonna try both. I think the Klanghelm is gonna work better in this case. I'm gonna send the Sans amp to the bass crunch. I'm gonna make it pre-fader. can blend the three, and I'm gonna add a bass bus. I still call them bus channels, even though I'm not using Studio One anymore. Whoa, what did I do? I'm always learning new cool stuff about Reaper. Okay, I guess this is easier. There we go. So now we can hear to the full bus. That's just way too much crunch. So I'm gonna blend them to taste, as you said, Ed. That sounds okay for now. I'm gonna add a compressor. Actually, let's see which compressors I currently have. We're gonna use this one. So it looks like it's already compressed, but it actually needs to be more compressed in the low end. Of course, we need to hear the whole mix. I don't want to hear those vocals right now. Okay, so first I'm gonna add a low pass filter to the guitars. need to control that low end from the bass. So whoa, I need to change my battery in my camera. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, I'm amazed you guys are still watching. I think it's so boring. So, check this out. We're listening just to the bass, and you can see around this area how the level of the low end fluctuates way too much. So, let's listen to that. It goes way up. Then it comes down. And then it goes back up. So we're gonna need a multi-band compressor. And I don't even know if I have one right now. I had to reinstall Windows a few months ago. And that's why you saw me, well, some of you noticed that I switched from Studio One to Reaper, and I had to download all new plugins, and like, oh, I needed an EQ, so I got an EQ and I downloaded it, and every time I need something, I am downloading it, and nope. No, I don't think it's this one. Nope. Oh, I think it's under EQ actually. I think it's Nova. Yeah, it is Nova. Now, I have never used this plugin, so let's let's figure it out together. This is fascinating. I think I'm gonna use a compressor that I actually know how to use. So let's try to compress the crap out the low end. I'm gonna make it real fast. I know I'm destroying it, but just wait. And I like to see it. Still not as compressed and smooth as I would like it. Yeah, let's move on to the piano. I'm not gonna humanize it because I actually played the piano for this part, so it is already very much human, but I actually added quantizing. Not a lot, like I didn't put it like exactly on the grid because I don't want it to sound like a robot, but it is a little bit quantized. And I'm using Keyzone Classic, the Steinway piano. This is free and it sounds pretty good. Is there a wrong note there? I hear something funny. I don't know. There's some weird dissonance. I think this thing is way too loud. That might be triggering some dissonant overtones. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Yeah, I mean, it sounds very nice as it is. So I'm just gonna add a low cut. Let's see. weird middle frequency that I don't like. It's always around 500 hertz. That sounds so much nicer. I'm not sure if I need to compress that, maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. Where is this thing? Yeah, no more than like 3 dB of compression. I hope that's not too much. That sounds and that looks good. And harmony MIDI is actually, I just programmed the notes for the harmonies. Which you can hear here. So we're not gonna need that track because I am singing those notes for you. Okay, let's get to vocals. I've been dreading this part because, as I said before, I'm not a singer, but I am able to reproduce a pitch, which means I can sing backing vocals. So I am using Ria Tune for them, but I didn't need to tune them a lot. So I'm gonna let you hear what they sound like without the pitch correction. So I think that's very decent. That's not a huge difference, but that's not a huge difference, but that makes the tuning more tight for sure. Yeah, I like it. So I do need to copy those for the next part of the chorus. So I'm just gonna turn those into rendered tracks before. I'm still using terms from Studio One, but I think it's called freezing tracks here. Yeah, freeze tracks to mono. And there we go. You can hear a little bit of the pitch correction, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna do the same to all of them. It's good. Man, I wish I had Melodyne. I had Melodyne at the studio where it worked. It's so nice. That's pretty much as high as I can go. And you can tell. Can really tell. So I have two highs. And two lows. And an extra high that's a falsetto. Just to have a different color in there. So I'm gonna need them. Oh shit. Okay. It has a little lock symbol. I hope I'm gonna be able to add effects to it. Yeah, okay, good. Like I said, I'm still learning Reaper. Okay. So I'm gonna add a little bit of EQ first. I keep typing EQ in other folders where I shouldn't. So I'm just gonna repeat this part and let's listen to it. So I definitely need a low cut. Around here. And a middle, well, not a notch. Oh, let's look for the frequency. Yeah, there it sounds a little bit messy. So, can I increase the Q? And I'm gonna make it way brighter. I feel like I should keep apologizing for my singing. Let's add some compression. I'm gonna keep using this one because it's just very simple. There's a horrible frequency doing something inside my throat. I'm gonna add the reverb now just to make myself feel better so that it sounds a little bit nicer. Let's look for my reverb. Reverb. And now I'm gonna send all of them to the reverb vocals. That sounds nice already, actually. I like that setting for the reverb. It's too much reverb right now, but we're gonna edit that. I feel like they can use a lot of reverb, actually. I'm just gonna make sure that the reverb is not introducing some unwanted low end. And it's not, so that's good. I'm just gonna copy these to the rest of the vocals, because I know that in general I want to add high end, get rid of the low end, and compress it. So I'm just gonna adjust compression to the ones that I know are gonna be a little bit different. So that one is louder, so I know that I need to adjust the compression level. And that sounds fine, actually. And this one might need a bit more compression because it's more quiet. Yeah, that's fine. The cool thing about the compression is that it's making the whole thing more even. And before the compression, you could hear most of the note or most of the phrase. And at the end, it would just kind of get a little bit more quiet. So you couldn't hear the end, but now you can hear the whole thing. Yeah, I like that. And let's see. Now I'm gonna try to get the levels right. And this is just a quick mix, honestly. I'm not spending the whole day on this. Like, I'm just having fun with it. So, you know, an hour and a half mix, it's it's simple. I'm gonna turn the volume down, and I would usually use the knob on my interface, but I want you to hear how different it sounds when it's quiet as well. So I'm gonna turn it down inside Reaper itself, and we're gonna get the levels just right. And we're gonna make it mono, of course. So the bass sticks out right away, so that's way too much bass. If you listen to that in the car, it's gonna be all bass. Oh, actually, I'm gonna pan the vocals a little bit, actually. So I'm gonna make it loud again. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about panning them like guitar, like the guitars, like this. I'm just gonna show you. It sounds cool, but I feel like the cool thing about harmonies is how they blend, not how you separate them. If you've ever sang in a choir, you know that the cool thing about the choir is being in the same room and pushing the same air and listening how those voices sound together. So I do want to give it a little bit more width in the stereo image, but I don't want to completely separate them. Something like that. It's very, very subtle, but I think it gives you a bit more width. I think it can be a bit more separated. The whole thing opens up. And the reverb helps as well, because the reverb itself is stereo, so it helps with the stereo effect. Just gonna, oh crap. I'm trying to, there we go. That's easier in Studio One. I keep comparing it to Studio One. I know, but bear with me. I used that thing for like 8 years. Okay, we're gonna go back to mono, and we're gonna turn it down and adjust the levels. Actually, we're just gonna start with everything down, and we're gonna start bringing things up. So guitars down, piano down, bass. I should make the bass. Okay, yeah, it is a different color. Never mind. Vocals, harmony is gonna be muted anyways, and that's it. I don't have that much stuff going on. Wait, hang on. Gonna bring that down a little bit because I know that I'm gonna make the guitars very loud because I like loud guitars. My microphone should be louder than the mix itself at this point, actually. And the lead guitar should be a little bit more quiet. Can I group them like in Studio One? Track, insert, say remove, render. Anyways. And I am mixing without the reference, so it is a little bit tricky like this, but we're gonna make it work. This is not a very complicated mix anyways. Now we're gonna add the bass. Bass is tricky because it's, if you're able to hear it very clearly when it's when the mix is down, it might be way too loud later on. But you want to be able to feel that support of the low end. Yeah, that sounds good. Now we're gonna add the piano. Yeah, that sounds good. Now, vocals. think that should sound pretty cool now. I think the bass is a little bit too quiet. Yeah, now we have to add the master, I guess, but I usually add a bunch of effects to the master, but I recently downloaded the, what is it called? Let me look for it. It's like this, like, industry standard plugin to master. Yeah, Ozone Elements. We had a studio where it worked, but I haven't used it in my own stuff. And supposedly it is like, it makes the whole process really easy. So let's try it. Wow. Wow. That was amazing. That's the first thing that's the first time I've used this thing. Let's listen to. Okay. Sorry. Let's look at what it did. It added a bunch of high end. I was going to do that anyways. And it added some low end. That's cool. It's not spreading it. That's fine, I guess. And maximizer. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna listen to what it did. What the hell happened here? That's incredible. That's really cool. I actually really like that tone. I think that rhythm guitar tone is really close. I think it sounds really cool. I think we are done. Wow. I'm gonna try to do what I would have done without the ozone thing. So usually, I'm gonna bring this down. I would use a compressor. I would probably use Kotelnikov. And I would use Loud Max. And use span and use clip. Oh, you were not even. You were not listening to what the ozone thing was doing. Okay, I'm gonna show you again. There we go. That's why I was so impressed. It sounds pretty amazing. I mean, I'm not talking about my own mix. I'm not telling you my mix is amazing. I'm telling you that what the Ozone 9 plugin did is pretty incredible. I've never used this thing, and it's really amazing. Anyways, we're gonna try to recreate that the way I would have done it without ozone. So I know that I would have added some compression and some EQ. I probably would have used a slick EQ. In which order though? I would have had this thing here, Loud Max at the end. Yeah, something like that. So first I'm gonna add the EQ. Something like that. Then the compression, something like then the Loud Max. You can see that the compression is not as tight, but I think it sounds similar. Let's compare my master versus Ozone 9 Elements master. Yeah, it sounds similar. It sounds very similar. I just think the EQ from Ozone 9 is... no, sorry, the compression is a little smoother. It sounds a little bit more nice. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm definitely going to make a video about ozone elements now. I'm going to work on that tomorrow. So yeah, that was how I mix a song more or less. It's a very quick mix, like a proper mix for a client or for your own music. And it takes way longer than how long have I been doing this? Yeah, an hour and 47 minutes. It's gonna take at least a full day to really get into it, and I mean at least. Um, yeah, I hope that was helpful for you in any way. And I think it's funny that you saw me use ozone elements for the first time, and yeah, I mean, it makes it so easy, really. And the thing that I like the most is that you still have some control over what's going on. Like it suggests what you should do, but you can still adjust to taste, and that's pretty cool. And I got it for free. It was on sale. Like they were giving it away like a couple weeks ago. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it sounds similar. Like I can do the master myself. It's just, and I think it sounds uh, similar, but it makes the compression so smooth, and it's just so easy. That was really fast. And I'm sorry you were not able to hear like the actual shift in the master when it happened. I use a plugin to send the audio from Reaper to you to the stream, but I had the I think I had Ozone after that plugin that I use to send you the audio, so you were not able to hear why I was so mind blown like that. But anyways, that's kind of how I go about mixing this kind of stuff. This is my background, really. Pop punk stuff. Oh, come on, it's making that weird noise again. Anyways, I'm about to leave anyways. So, maybe I should tell you, I have a website now, which you can check out if you want to. It's my name, Adrian Rascon, adrian.rascon.co, not .com. It's somebody bought it and it's not using it. I feel like they just bought it to screw with me. But yeah, go to my name, adrianrascon.co, and check it out. There's nothing super interesting there. I don't think I needed a website. Like in general, I just made it to create a landing page for my video editing course. Like some of you may know that I have a video editing course on Skillshare and Udemy. But I didn't like the landing pages there, and I want to run ads for it, so I made a landing page inside a bigger website that I made about me. So yeah, go look at it, tell me what you think. And that's it. Thanks for this stream. Thank you for watching, man. I didn't think anybody would join, but yeah. Thank you for watching and everything. You highly recommend the 6-Figure Home Studio podcast. Thanks, man. I'll definitely look it up. I really like podcasts. So I will look at that. Thank you. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.